So I'm continuing with this painting, which I started this morning. These are tiles that I found in the street, and so I've got the countryside here, and I've got the city of Florence on the other side, and now I'm gonna do the um, the sky. Beautiful, beautiful sky in Florence. I don't know what makes the sky different in Italy, but it is a color which is absolutely um, unique, I think, to that country. I've seen colors in Italy which are absolutely amazing. I haven't seen them anywhere else. So yeah, I I lived. I mean, I lived here and studied at the University of Florence, and I studied languages and um, literature, and I must say it was very difficult to stay at home because I used to close the shutters and make it dark so that I didn't feel tempted to go out, and so that I could concentrate on my studies. That was how I felt about having to discipline myself, because otherwise I loved going for walks and gallivanting all over the place. And in 1992, I finally got my degree, after which, my real life began. I'd always wanted to do something artistic, and I wish I'd done it before, but I thought, well, maybe if I get a degree, university degree, I'll find a job, and I can make a living, and things will go well for me. But that didn't work out. So I'm doing this also to tell people, young people, that they shouldn't think that a university degree is going to solve their life problem. Now, today, uh, um, it's not so important because of the internet, and you can make reels, and you can you can find lots of other solutions to making a living and stuff like that. But in my time, I mean, I, I was told by people. I must say, my dear uncle Ismail. He told me in England, when I was living in his house, that a university degree would not be the solution, and I didn't listen to him, obviously. He suggested that I should become a nurse, and I was living in England, studying in England, and maybe that's what I should have done. But I didn't really like becoming. I mean, I didn't like looking after people, and I didn't know that nursing meant a lot of different things. It just wasn't like having to spend time with people. So that was unfortunate for me that I didn't follow that line. So today I am happy that at least I had, after a lot of prayers and a lot of time had gone by. In 98, a lot of let's say research. In 98, I found a little shop front, and I started to sell paintings like this. I made thousands of thousands. I mean, cards. I guess in the hundreds probably, um, and um, and sold them in my own little shop front gallery. And I don't recommend this to anyone because it was very hard work. I didn't have a life, for 6 years I was doing this, and in fact it didn't go well because I should have, I'm not the kind to hustle, and socialize, and at that point, getting to know people is really important. If you're an artist and if you have a social life, then that's the way to go. But otherwise, you can't just expect that to stay at and produce artwork and live off that, because the political situation changes all the time, in the world. And in fact, um, I mean, there were other artists living in the same time and producing things as well, but they had a life, they had a social circle, and I didn't. I was alone, and I was living a kind of monastic life, Um, I had some people coming in and helping me, as assistants. They were kind of helping me paint, but that wasn't good for business. It was good for charity. I was really doing them a favor, and it wasn't good for me at all. So um, so now that I look back on it, I think, well, that was a lot of effort, and I enjoyed the ride. Let's say, I had a good time doing it, but it wasn't really a good idea at all, because being, that dream of being an artist and things like that, it's good, but it's not really what I would recommend. But in Italy, you can produce art and you can sell it with if you know how to market yourself as well. You have to speak English, and you have to communicate. I mean, I've got a person, a kind of a friend who is still living in San Gimignano, and he has a lot of tourism coming in from various places in the world, and of course he does different kind of artwork than I do, much more professional. And so he has had a good serious experience of art as a career, whereas mine was short-lived, only for 6 years, and but it was a dream come true, really. I mustn't say that it wasn't as I would have liked it to be, because obviously we all want to be very successful in whatever we do, but sometimes there's a lot more you have to put in it than just making the art. So you have to know how to market it as well, and have that spirit of hustle. which I kind of didn't have at that point. At some point, you get tired of um, being social